crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. You're not.
When the conversation shifts from relatively tame debates, like gender-neutral bathrooms and tampon access in boys' restrooms, to more volatile issues such as gender-affirming medical procedures for minors, the atmosphere turns electric. This is where the fireworks begin. Greg Gutfeld, known for his sharp wit and unfiltered commentary, takes a firm stance against what he views as extreme progressive ideology. On the other side, Jessica Tarlov passionately defends these policies, framing them as vital for fostering inclusion and compassion. The exchange that unfolds is not your average TV segment. It's a full-on ideological clash. Tarlov holds her ground, but as Gutfeld ramps up his biting critiques, one has to wonder, is her argument unraveling under pressure? Expect a segment packed with fiery exchanges, rapid rebuttals, and memorable lines that'll be echoing across the internet for days.
Yeah, we'd like to talk about it. Good. You know what, if you knew anything about the pink tax, or how difficult it is for women when they have their period and they don't have access to tampons.
It's not about women making as many tampons as they want.
That is not true.
Free tampons.
I want to hear the point of having menstrual products available in a boys' bathroom is for 4th to 12th graders, I think, that if there is someone who identifies, if there is a biological female who identifies as male and uses that, your laughing will be the undoing of yourself.
You're encouraging empathy, which we all admire, go into an irrational world.
Don't admire it. I need to say something about the National Guard.
It's menstruating, Jessica.
I'd like to pull back and talk about something that would help the Democrat Party if they only listen. I'm going to pretend that I'm not talking to Jessica, but I'm talking to the whole Democratic Party. So liberals, in their very best sense, are the party of empathy and compassion. The problem is they extend that benefit to people who prey upon innocent citizens. That is their problem. They don't know the boundaries to their compassion or their empathy, and that's why they need conservatives to say, hey, knock it off, pull back. But why do liberals have to accept certain positions that are that bad? Like, why do they have to make excuses for rioters and looters? That is not necessarily a liberal position. They don't have to do it. So if you think of other liberal positions, arguing for surgical transitions for children, banning school choice, funding foreign wars, bailing out valence. What if these aren't liberal positions? They're just awful ones. Then you could reject them. You don't have to sit here and defend tampons for boys. You could just say, you know what?
With his classic sarcasm and no-holds-barred critiques, Gutfeld took direct aim at Jessica Tarlov's passionate endorsement of a highly divisive policy. One she argued was about maintaining dignity for transgender individuals, like ensuring tampon access for biological females who identify as male. But Gutfeld didn't hold back. He slammed the idea as a symbol of misplaced priorities and asked the uncomfortable question, at what point does empathy begin to override logic? This wasn't just about restroom products. It was a reflection of a broader ideological conflict. As the debate escalated, it exposed the growing tension between common sense boundaries and limitless inclusivity.
You don't have to sit here and defend tampons for boys. You could just say, you know what, there's nothing liberal about that, right? Only nut jobs want kids to have nut jobs. It's not about being liberal or conservative, but the problem is the Democrats have allowed radicals to define what is liberal. So tampons for boys, suddenly, Jessica, you have to defend it. You shouldn't have to. You know, liberals were always against conversion therapy. That was a psychological attempt at curing homosexuality. Now they're defending invasive surgical solutions to do the same thing. How did that become liberal and the other one not? So it's a plea. They're like, you don't have to defend this crap. You don't have to defend tampons for boys. You should laugh at it and go, this is bullshit. I don't believe any of it. And then all of a sudden you find that the Democrats and the Republicans are in the same room again. We reject our crazies. It's time for you guys to reject them.
Okay.
If you're a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. You're not crazy. That's your problem.
Exactly the problem.
There's nothing that he believes in that comes close to tampons for boys. Or for pushing trans surgeries on children because they're suffering from a psychological delusion. There's nothing like that in the conservative movement. But Democrats have embraced these things because they're so scared of being called.
It was more than a disagreement, it was a collision of ideologies. Gutfeld acknowledged that many on the left wear empathy as a badge of honor, but he argued that this empathy has now spiraled into absurdity. As the conversation grew more charged, he widened the scope, targeting the Democratic Party as a whole for its apparent unwillingness to push back against radicalism. From promoting gender transitions for children to advocating for universal tampon access regardless of gender, Gutfeld argued that these policies were not acts of compassion, but betrayals of reason. According to him, the modern progressive movement isn't being led by moderates, it's being hijacked by ideological extremists.
Give me a crazy person, I'll reject him.
Donald Trump.
See, that's your problem. He's not crazy.
Gutfeld zeroed in on what he saw as a glaring contradiction in Tarlov's position. He pointed out that liberals once condemned conversion therapy, yet now many support irreversible procedures for minors struggling with gender identity. When Gutfeld pressed her to explain the inconsistency, Tarlov pivoted, attempting to redirect the conversation by attacking Donald Trump. But Gutfeld wasn't having it. He fired back, noting that Trump isn't the one pushing extreme gender policies, and accused Democrats of refusing to hold their fringe elements accountable. His message was blunt: if the Democratic Party continues to cater to its loudest, most radical voices, it risks alienating the public and losing its grip on mainstream support.